What is up, and welcome back to the channel. We are your Colorado real estate family. All right, there's some stereotypes out there going around about Colorado. We're gonna dig in and debunk some of those.
All right, let's go. Okay, if you're interested in moving to Colorado, Denver, or any of the surrounding cities, do yourself a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. We put out a couple videos a week, and we are the people that you need to know when moving to Colorado.
Like always, we like to be your boots on the ground experts, because if you're planning on moving into Colorado, listen, we give you all the information you need to know. We're talking about home prices, we're talking about the cost of living, and we're talking about activities to do with your kids. With that, licensed real estate agent here, I'm helping out you and many like you who are moving into Colorado with purchasing their real estate in all these different cities. So we're going to throw our phone number in right below, and right below right there, give us a ring. You can get us and us only. When I say that, I'm talking about Chelsea. So let's go ahead and dive in this video right now.
All right, I am not gonna lie, I'm so excited about this video. I think this one's so fun.
This is a goofy one, I'm not gonna lie.
It's so fun.
I'm excited and I feel relaxed and I'm ready.
And we didn't realize until we started going through it all the things that we've heard about Coloradans. So the first one that we're gonna debunk is all Coloradans are friendly.
Yeah, guys, and to be honest, we really didn't realize this until we started doing our interview videos, and we're like, oh my gosh, Coloradans aren't as nice as a lot of people say that. We thought so ourselves. And so it's like when we were down in Denver, people are a little like, stay the hell away from me a little bit. And it might be, I mean, we've had a huge influx of people moving here from all these different states.
Especially
that
like
might have
East
something to do with
Coast
it. Yeah.
Stuff, some of the more expensive cities. And
that
so,
might have something to do with it, but we're talking about like when we're talking about Denver as opposed to like Fort Collins was definitely like what we thought, right? You go up there, people are super friendly. They always want to socialize with you. They're not as standoffish, where just Coloradans may not be as friendly as all these other people are saying outside of the state.
Okay, here's another thing. I just recently went to Alabama. So there is something to say that, like, you know, we don't have a lot of Southern charm here in Colorado. Like, we do have a lot of people from the East Coast come here. We are very apparently matter of fact and very articulate, which can sometimes, if you're coming in from another state, especially someone who's considered Southern, might think that we're a little abrupt and, how do I say this? Short. Maybe short. I don't know how we talk. Blunt. Yeah, all the things. So anyways, are we all friendly? No. It's the same across the board. Now, the one thing that people really kind of incorporate into this whole friendliness is that whole like mountain like lifestyle, the brewery lifestyle. Yes, those things do definitely. People who are super into the mountain and the breweries and all of that, you're going to get a little bit more laid back culture. You're going to get a lot more people who are very inviting because that's just what the culture calls for. So yes, we still have like really happy, nice Coloradans here. But we also have some that are not so friendly.
And this is all like honestly from our perspective, because I know that like sometimes when we go to South Florida, I hate to say it, but people down there are way friendlier than what we're at currently, or even like said Alabama you went to, when we went out to Missouri, people just seem to be a lot friendlier to strangers than people are in Colorado. And so there's a part of Coloradans, yes, like overall we are friendly, but there's a standoffish part to us where it's kind of like, all right, give me my space, kind of leave me alone. And just something to kind of be aware about, that we're not all just like happy go friendly, you know, like the Trolls movie, like singing and
harmony, harmony, harmony. And that's why we hug every hour.
Oh my gosh, you're such a dad. Okay, the second one is we're all stoners. Because
just straight to the point. Straight to the point. No like we're like toking the ganja. It's like we're not stoners.
Seriously, okay. A lot of people will come to us and say, hey, like, Colorado, like, yeah, and we're like, what?
Everywhere we go, it's like, even when we're down in Mexico, they're like, oh, where are you guys from? We're like, Denver, like, oh, Denver. We're like, okay. We're
like, oh, I didn't know you would know Denver.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even go to a dispensary until like a year ago, and it was weird. It was like going to Taco Bell. Like you walk up and you're like, I'll take a blanky blank blank, which I don't know what they are because clearly not a stoner. But I was amazed by how low key it is. but like, we've lived here our whole lives.
Yeah, and they've like a lot of these local governments have cracked down on a lot of this as well too. Like you can't have a dispensary a certain distance from a school. I just recently heard that the 420 event. So 420 used to be a huge thing when they legalized marijuana in Colorado. Down in Denver, they'd go there and just like be a huge cloud of smoke. they like now I guess they don't allow smoking at all on 420 at their events. They do. I don't know what you would do on 420 on the 420 event in Denver, but anyways, yeah, now they just like put up tents and people talk about it, but you're technically not supposed to partake in it while you're down there during the 420 event. But it's not that way at all. Like
jobs, okay,
yeah.
Like more people move here for jobs than they do for weed. I think. No, I'm pretty sure it's one of the number one
weed was
things.
first legalized, we had this like very abrupt like 6 month of people just like and like rolling into Colorado, but it was so short lived that it was just like a super short time where people are moving here more for jobs than they are for the weed industry.
Yeah, and not only that, but just because Colorado allows recreational marijuana does not mean that jobs do. So you still had this equal balance of people having to hold their job who get drug tested versus those who may be a little bit more flexible in their job. And so we're not all stoners. I know that would seem so fun that we're just super friendly and all high. Yeah. However, we're not. That's not to say you can't get it anywhere. You can, but you're gonna have to like take the. It's kind of intimidating, by the way, to go in a dispensary. So be prepared.
Oh wait, no. I guess I have been in it one time. I've been in a dispensary, but
I thought I was in trouble. I had to like give the thing, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And
yeah, just definitely. So like I said, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about just walking around and everyone's just kind of stumbling around all high.
No.
Definitely not. I mean,
you'll have little pockets of like, hello.
It's like, and in the places you would have never guessed, right? Like you're at like a gala or something. You're like, whoa, someone's got some good stuff here.
Somebody went out to their car.
Yeah.
But other than that, like,
sometimes in the gym, I'll get a whiff of someone come in the locker room. I'm like,
how do you work out?
I don't understand. Yeah.
I would drop a weight on my face. I would definitely, or fall off the treadmill. I would straight up fall off the treadmill. No, that would be so bad. Okay, sorry.
Okay,
this is a fun one.
This is a fun one. Yep.
Okay, the third one is that every weekend is spent in the mountains.
Yeah.
And I'm a little ashamed of this one, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, we both grew up in Colorado, and I didn't even get on a snowboarder until I was probably like 18 years old. And so there's this whole like this stigma where it's like, oh, you're in Colorado, you're constantly in the mountains skiing and snowboarding, or you're out whitewater rafting. I've never been whitewater rafting. I'm born and raised 5th generation Coloradan, never even whitewater raft.
We've snowshoed once or twice.
Snowshoed once. I've only been once. I've never been to Rocky Mountain National Park.
Okay, I'm a little ashamed of this. I also have not been to Rocky Mountain National Park. Now, I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that we're natives, right? Like if you live out by the beach, do you go to the beach every day? I mean, there's still a select few that do, of course, right? Like they're there because of the beach and that's what they do and that's what their day looks like.
Yep.
However, like you still hold your job and all the things. And so, and to be honest with you, because a lot of people come here for our mountains, when the times that we want to go to the mountains in the weekends, it's not as fun because you have to deal with all the people. So if we're going to go enjoy the mountains, we're typically going to places that nobody knows about, or that during the week, so that we have a little bit of freedom with our crazy kids.
That's a pro Colorado native tip.
Yeah.
If you want to go hiking or do something in the mountains, go during the week time if you have the flexibility to do so, because the crowds are way lower.
Yeah, you go early in the morning, you're going to beat the crowds and you can get a parking spot. There's just things, right? So, yeah.
I mean, one thing that like I've always partaked in, like going up in Colorado, is camping. Camping was just a normal thing that I've always done. Recently, I was introduced to lake camping, where we go out to Nebraska and you're on the lake. It's like camping on the beach, or I guess beach camping. But I was, we always went to go Horsetooth, Turquoise, Dillon.
We go to a lot of lakes.
I always say have the family camping trips growing up, so that was a thing. But like I said, the snowboarding, skiing, we're on it, just out here, like hauling our skis on our backs, so you can wear the shit and all that stuff. So.
Well, and the other thing too is, it is like I said, a lot of people who come here are coming here for the mountains, and so like we still have to do the job thing during the week and stuff like that. And so it's just, if we are going to go up there, we're going to go somewhere that nobody knows about. What are a couple of the other things we haven't done?
Well, hold on. I was just thinking. Remember that there's that Dude Dad video out there where the guy he's talking about.
Oh my God,
I'm gonna go pick up my beer and my mountain bike thing, and where's my Nalgene bottle? It's okay, I got my backup.
Yeah, all the things about
that guy's
Colorado.
hilarious. Just watch him. I think they're up in Fort Collins or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
You gotta check them out. They're the best.
Oh, so other things that we haven't done. I've never been to the Stanley Hotel, which is a huge thing. The Shining. If you know the movie The Shining, a lot of it was recorded in the Stanley Hotel in not Evergreen. Where is it? Estes Park. Yeah.
I also just did Pikes Peak like a couple years ago for the first time ever.
Yeah. Never been to the sand dunes? I've never been to the sand dunes. So there's all this stuff.
We actually, to be honest with you guys, doing YouTube and like trying to be the most knowledgeable about things that we bring to you, we have experienced a lot more to make sure that we know how to like share with you the best. Like we're never going to talk about something that we don't know about. And so we always are like, okay, you know what? We should probably do this. We need to go and check it out. Like one of our clients went to Rocky Mountain National Park while they were here. And we were like, oh, we should do that.
Yeah.
You know, like we were never inclined to do that before. We're like, oh, it's probably, whatever.
Yeah.
Now we're like, you know what? We got to check it out. So thank you guys for watching and all the clients out there that's watching this video going, Chelsea, because it really has encouraged us to do more things that are local that we probably wouldn't have otherwise. And I think that goes across the board. So if you are watching this and you're in a place where like you're at the beach or something and you're supposed to go to the beach all the time, comment down below. Tell us what you're supposed to do in your state, because clearly we are not doing what we're supposed to in our state because we don't spend every weekend in the mountains.
All these references are popping in my head, right? Like talking to you guys about what you can take advantage of, but you don't. I was just watching the latest Ozark episode, which is total whatever. But anyways, how he's talking about how they want to get a pool built, and what's her name? She's like, we live next to a lake.
Oh yeah.
He's like, well, rich people build pools, and so. Yeah. All right, cool. Fourth one that we're going to talk about, and this is actually a stigma that I was approached with a lot when I was in the military, is that Colorado is all mountains, and it's just not a thing. We do have the plains here, and it's actually a lot of the state is covered by the plains. The mountains, if you go west, yes, we do have those beautiful mountains, but there's a lot of plains here, and a lot of where the majority of our suburbs are at, Denver's at, and so you're not going to be like living in an Eskimo, which was like. And when I was in the military, I was like, oh, you live in an Eskimo up there, you're always in the snow, you're always digging yourself out. It's not like that at all.
Yeah, so as far as like the mountains and all of that, if you go east of us, to be honest with you, because we're on the east side of I-25, we talk about it all the time that if you are on the west side of I-25, you're closer to the mountains. If you're on the east side of I-25, you're kind of, further away from the mountains, and you're going to be where it's a lot flatter. And so if you start traveling out, because we oftentimes go to Nebraska and Kansas and all that, you could almost not tell the difference between Colorado, Nebraska, or Kansas, like east of us, like not far east of us, okay? So if that tells you anything where you're like, am I in Kansas or Nebraska yet? Like, that's how flat it can be, okay? So that's just some reference. And even in our mountains, you hit little like flat spaces where there's mountains all around you, but it's like flat for a hot minute. So definitely a big thing. Okay, and that Peter kind of touched on a little bit of our fifth thing that we're going to debunk today, and that is that it is always snowing in Colorado. It is not always snowing in Colorado. This we hear a lot from when we travel in different countries.
Yeah, and because they want to see the snow. They're like,
They're
I never
so
experienced
excited
snow.
about it.
Don't you just like having snow all the time? It's like, we really don't have snow all the time. Like, we have 300 days of sunshine, guys. It's like we don't have that much snow. I know, like, snowfall, I think we're ranked 4th in the United States. But the majority of the snow is in the mountains. Like, on the plains, I mean, we probably get maybe a half a dozen good snowstorms a year. Not that bad whatsoever. And it was actually, this last year wasn't bad at all. Then we got 2. So
we need the snow for the water and all of that, and we do enjoy the snow, and thankfully we have the mountains, so we get to enjoy the snow a little different with being able to do all the outdoor activities and things like that. But when we talk to people when we're traveling, especially in other countries like Costa Rica, Mexico, some of that, they're like, oh, I just want to touch snow, and I'm like, oh my god, that's like, it just, you forget like how awesome snow is. We don't get it all the time. In fact, sometimes when it snows here, especially down by us, it's gone in like a couple of days or so, because we also get like how many days of sunshine? A ton of days of sunshine. So we don't live in an igloo. We have layers.
Although it'd be kind of cool. Like I always want to see an igloo.
I do not want to live in it.
I want to live in it, but
I would be so
sometimes
sad.
You see those awesome igloos that are built and stuff. I was like, that'd be kind of cool to see. I'd like to see them.
Do you remember? So when I was a kid, we got such a bad. Because okay, here's another thing. We don't get snowstorms like we used to. Okay, and like schools, they close down for like a pretend snowstorm. Like they're like, oh, it's coming.
They're like, oh, projecting 12 inches. And then you wake up and there's like a little dusting, and all the kids get canceled.
They already canceled all of school. So they're like, well, when we were kids, we had to dig. There was one time I had to open up the door and get out of because I couldn't open it all the way because the snow was condensed. And then we had to we built a little rabbit hole out the door to the front so that we can go to school that day. It was really cool.
There was always a thing in my school where it was like the only way that you got a snow day is if the principal couldn't get out of the driveway and the principal owned a monster truck, right? So we're like, someone
you
needs to
guys
go.
were.
The monster truck, someone needs to break it down. That way we have a snow day. But, of course, it was just.
We didn't have anything like that, but I'm telling you right now, we still walked in the snow. Our parents were like,
Oh, yeah.
you got, get your boots on.
Where's your snow boots? Snow pants.
You just,
No, snow pants.
You get out there looking like that kid from the movie.
From Christmas Story.
Anyways, okay, it's too far. But okay, so there's the thing. So the first one was that all Coloradans are friendly. Not so much, but we are friendly. We're friendly.
I'd say the outskirts of Denver are more friendly than inside of Denver. It just seems like inside Denver's a little.
It's the city. Anywhere you go to.
Yeah, that's true.
The second thing is we're not all stoners, okay? I know you guys want us to just be friendly and high all the time, but we're not. The third one is, help me out here.
Did we talk about the mountains?
No, that one.
Covered in mountains.
Covered it. We're not
covered
all
in mountains.
covered in mountains.
We're
It doesn't
definitely not
snow
going
here
nowhere
all
because I know
the
number 3
time.
wasn't what it was.
And we don't spend every weekend in.
We don't spend every weekend in the mountains.
In the mountains.
And then also we don't get snow all the time.
Yeah.
Those
Did
are
we cover them all?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You were all over the place.
Well, I
It's
was.
fine. Okay.
Cool.
Well, if those are fun for you, or maybe you know some other ones that you've heard of, because we live here, so we don't probably hear all the things that you guys know about. So if there are things that you know about or different stereotypes that you want to know are true or not, please comment down below, because this was so fun for us, and it cracks us up. But we want to know what you hear about Colorado, because we don't know. We live in Colorado, so tell us what you've heard.
All right, cool. And I'm going to throw the phone number in right below, right there one more time. That way, if you're looking at purchasing real estate in Colorado, give us a call. And until next time, we love you. Bye.
Bye.